All right, ladies and gentlemen of Spyrothon, we are coming back at you with a world record holder, a guy who has been speedrunning uh, for about 8, 9 years. I think we talked about that a little bit before nitrof, but we are going to see Nitrovsky here with 117. Spyro, you're the dragon, the most handsome man in Spyro. And I'm really looking forward to watching you absolutely slay this run because I know you are going to, brother.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be able to showcase this run I've worked so hard for the past few years. My background with this run is, oh, it spans a very long period of time, but my background at the top of the leaderboard, though, has only been there for like 2 or 3 years now. So, yeah, I guess I can get started whenever. So one thing I can already say is I'm going to be using a autosave, which is going to lose me time over the course of the run, probably over 30 seconds. I don't know the exact number, but yeah, it is going to lose me time, but it is going to make everything a lot more comfortable for me because there's a few crash points, namely Bamboo Terrace, which I didn't know about until like last month, which can just randomly crash on Boulder proxy. There's Icy Peak that can crash on the birds, though that one I haven't had in a long time. I'm usually playing that one safe. And then there's On the Tomb, which can crash out of my control at any point. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let the intro run, and I will give you a countdown when approaching the time of the run, which is probably going to be wrong because that load screen that I usually count down from is one that gets longer because of autosave. So I'm probably just going to be able to count down from 1. So get ready. One, go. So 117. To no one's surprise, the goal here is to collect everything. So I'll be going around collecting all the gems, collecting all the eggs, and basically those are the only 2 collectibles in this game. This game, unlike Spyro 1 and Spyro 2, has basically levels split into several side areas. So there's a main area, and then there's 2 or 3 side areas per level where a few eggs are hidden, which does kind of affect the routes a little sometimes. Namely, that exiting a side area just leads you to having to basically reloading the main area, and that sometimes has some beneficial side effects. If I remember, I'm going to mention one of them when we get there, but that's going to be like in just under 2 hours, I guess, because it's going to be in Frozen Altars. Or I guess over 2 hours. Just around the 2-hour mark. I don't have the splits up, so I can't tell, but we'll see. Decent start to the run so far. I did try to go for a proxy early on. That saves like 2 seconds from changing the whole route of Sunnyvilla. But thankfully, going for the proxy wastes basically no time compared to not going for it. So I don't lose much time from failing it. It would have been nice to show it off, of course.
Hey, Spyro.
And here, yeah, we get introduced, I guess, out of order to the fact that this game has side characters. This is the first of them, Sheila. She's a kangaroo. She jumps. She kicks. That's it. Not much going on with her. She has high jumps, I suppose. Which I guess you're going to be able to see here. If you land and jump right after you land, you get a high jump. And then the speed tech for Sheila is actually kicking during high jumps to cut the height. Because for some reason, kicking just makes the high jump not give you any more height anymore. So that's basically what you'll see for Sheila. Thankfully, you don't see much Sheila. There's her main level, there's a side area in Seashell Shore. I guess there's also Spooky Swamp, and then there's one in Desert Ruins. One of them is an auto-scroller. This one, relatively short, the main level escort mission. And then in Desert Ruins, it's a bit of a refresher, as it's like a 2D section in this 3D game. All right. Decent Sunnyville so far.
Thank you for I'm sorry.
Apologies for this section of silence. I was focusing for a while. This is actually a pretty good Sunnyville. I saw the timer said just over 4 minutes when reaching the end of level leg. So this could be 6-3x if I close this properly with skateboarding, but that section is probably the hardest section of this first split. Most risky. You basically don't have any chance to back up gems. If you miss anything, you lose seconds. Okay. Speaking of missing a gem. Don't really have a good opportunity to get that, do I? The scary part went all right. I won't complain. I will try to get that gem that I missed. I don't think it's gonna work though.
All right.
If it looks like I'm gonna crash if I try, I won't do it. Okay, that worked out. Get back up. Barely not a 6-3x. Ah. Still a very good Sunnyville. We are off to the races here. Okay. I just messed up the route for some reason. I wasn't thinking. But yeah, this is basically what this run is going to be for 3 hours. Just collecting gems, doing mini games. I'm going to try and mention what I'm thinking about whenever I go through the level, but other than that, I'm guessing this is just going to be me hanging out with chat right now, so... Oh, and losing 20 seconds to an easy trick because I hovered late. That second attempt was scuffed. Memory card strats to avoid crashing issues. Yeah, I kind of learned my lesson. I'm usually pretty confident that I can go through the game without crashing. But, yeah, being pretty confident isn't good enough sometimes. So here for this Sunseeds challenge, I'm doing things a little out of order. Like, I'm going to be getting a few gems here that you wouldn't normally have time to get, but thanks to flame charging... Oh my god. We're losing another 7 seconds. So much for that great sunny villa, eh? Thanks to flame charging and what we call flame charge jumps, or FCJs for short, we can actually get quite a few gems during that third sun seed. And speed things up significantly. But yeah, that basket was a problem. And here, Fluffy Flame, yes. So I just saved 3 seconds. If I had flamed without pressing the triangle button after, I would have soft lock and it would have had to start over. That would have been great. Thankfully that didn't happen. But the action of flaming actually made me gain movement faster after the interaction with that NPC. It's a pretty unique thing in this game, and I love it. It's great. And it has a great name, too. Again, here, whenever there's a chance to do a challenge and get gems at the same time, you're going to see me attempt it. And here I got all the gems I wanted. I couldn't have gotten all the gems, kind of unfortunately, but it's fine, because it still allows us to get a much cleaner cleanup. If you jump right before pausing and exiting area here, you'll maintain some of that upward momentum out of that area. You can actually skip all the way up here. And then there's a little bit of walkable collision on that cloud. Very useful. That was not great. Really? Okay, that's 2 levels done. The next one is going to be Sheila's Alp. And that brings me to talk about the fact that normally you have to pay money bags to unlock the main level on all the side characters. And I really don't have any problems with gems. I could pay money bags. But the problem is that when you do that, you get a cutscene sandwiched between 2 load screens. And I don't want to do that. So I'm actually going to get Swim in Air here. Clear up this whole section with Swim. Get this egg. And then I'm going to go out of bounds and enter Sheila's level from out of bounds, which the portal is stored directly underneath it. And I was too high again. 2 runs in a row. You saw that mustache. That's basically where the portal is. So yeah, now I entered Sheila's Alp without having to pay money bags anything. And conveniently, what the game checks for to determine if you're allowed to enter the side areas of this character later on isn't whether you paid money bags for Sheila. It's just if you completed that side character's level. So even if I didn't pay money bags, I'll still be able to enter the Sheila side areas normally from now on. The one caveat being that the sign that you normally need, the sign that normally tells you that you need to, you know, free that side character and complete the task in their home world, it's still going to be active. So I could still at some point in the run get caught by one of those signs with basically nothing written on the sign. But hopefully that won't happen. If that happens, it's going to be either in Seashell Shore or Crystal Islands. Nice double jump there.
Hey, Sheila.
Well, nothing too particular about this level. In the next room, the goal is going to be to basically clear out all the enemies and all the huts, which are enemy spawners. And I'm going to be doing that while trying to get all the gems efficiently. Good double kill. Ah, but I missed the ground pound on the hut. I saw that gem. Oh my god. Get that. Get that. I need to check. Check. Okay, it's down. Not the cleanest Sheila's Alp. Very much not the cleanest Sheila's Alp. Whew. Okay, we're out. It's fine. Next level is the first of 2 level in which I may or may not pay money bags depending on whether I get a trick at the start. That trick is Boar Proxy. It should be fairly consistent for me. I in fact spent like 20 minutes just earlier today practicing that specific trick. Which is probably why I'm going to fail it. If I do get it, you're going to see me basically glide straight into the Thief's section, the Thief's side area, from out of bounds. There's a setup for it. You just hold charge at the start and then you jump and glide and charge again. Yay, we got it. Okay. So that'll save me like 12, 13 seconds, I think. And now I just clear this room. You saw me do another flame charge jump to get the thief when it was waiting where it thought it was safe. I didn't get that red. Okay. Then get to the second egg. There's a few gems waiting for me on the tracks. Now I'm going to be getting those. Supercharging containers in Spyro 3 does not make the gem home in, so that's why you saw me take that part a bit slow, trying to basically jump charge into the containers. Oh. Got caught by... Oh my god, okay. Please don't fall down. Thank you.
Hello, Spyro.
Bad RNG. So you might hear me call bad RNG a few times during the run. That's all going to be gem RNG, basically. Unless it's in Scorch. If it's in Scorch, it's actual weapon RNG. But when I mean gem RNG, essentially, whenever a gem pops out of a container, enemy, whatever, there is some RNG to which direction it's going to pop out towards. And that affects basically micro movement a lot. So when I call bad RNG for that, it's because the gem would have could have come in my direction but went away from me, and because of that I was a bit too far for Sparks to grab the gem for me. Ah. So it's just me not playing that well.
Take this. Well, that's...
Scorch is also the name of the third boss in this game.
Here.
Really? Okay. We're fine. Just playing sloppy right now. I was supposed to get that gem. Out of Molten Crater. It wasn't that bad of a level. Kind of saved by the fact that it got more proxy. Nope. I need that. And now we get to the first flight level, or speedway level, as they call it in this game. Speedway levels all have exactly 3 things to do in them. The first one is a time attack, which is the classic, four objectives. You have to basically destroy 8 of 4 different objectives. Unlike Spyro 1 and 2 in this game, just clearing that objective itself gives you a gem, and clearing everything together gives you an egg, whereas in Spyro 1 and 2, individual items didn't give you anything, but each collection and the all-in-one gave you gems for completing them. Barely not a 39. Second objective is the race, which is a 3 laps ring race, in which there is a good chance I'm just going to take a turn too sharp and have to start over. Hopefully that won't happen, but giving you the fair warning, I do tend to play those way riskier than I need to. I pressed triangle. Oh god. Now that's a new one. All right. Let's try that again, but without the, you know, being very dumb part. So one thing I can probably point out is the fact you'll see me use supercharge a lot during these races, and even during the time trials, the time attacks. And the reason for that is simple, supercharge is faster. But on top of that, you're also going to see me hop around with supercharge a lot instead of just... Wow. Okay. Instead of just keeping the supercharge going on the ground. And there's also a good reason for that. It's because you're simply going faster when you jump right after landing a supercharge. Namely, the faster you approach the ground, the faster the next jump is going to be. For example here, I'm going to make sure that as soon as I land here, I get a jump out, which gives me just a little bit of a speed boost, but is significant enough to do it. And the third objective is always going to be a hunter game. And in this case, this hunter minigame is hidden inside a mushroom back here. And the game is, you're on a plane, you're destroying UFOs. I missed the first one. Okay. And that's it for Mushroom Speedway. Next level, Seashell Shore, is the first mainly underwater level in the run. Which I guess introduces its own aspect of missing gems underwater sucks. To the point where, like, yeah, I'll be a lot more triggered if I miss a gem while trying to swim than I would be if I just missed the same gem underground. Ah. Okay. See? Triggered. Okay, nice proxy. Just cleans up the route here a bit to get that proxy.
Oh, hi, Spyro.
A little bit of a camera trick there allows you to keep a better angle when hatching that egg.
Hi, Sheila.
And here, I haven't done this challenge casually in a long time, but I've seen someone try to do it casually recently enough to know how much of a pain it used to be before I realized that you could just ground pound the cannon barrels and everything else just worked. Aw, Sparks, come on! It's right there. This is the perfect example of gem RNG. 9 times out of 10, more than that, 95% of the time, Sparks gets that gem, no problem. How did that happen? How did that happen? Bunch of weird things are happening on this run, I swear.
We had a dragon.
That was a minor time loss, more of an annoyance than anything. The 3 Rhinox that I killed on that last section were supposed to be waiting for me at the start and then like flee from me as soon as I entered the water. Really? Okay. I am making the stupidest mistakes you can imagine.
This egg.
All right. Now we're doing Bluto. If I get the strat for Bluto, I'm going to end with green sparks,
Pluto the right.
and it's going to be very fast. I didn't get the strat.
Wow.
It was just fast, not very fast. I did end with green sparks, which is what I want. Just so I can actually keep collecting gems here.
My
Now all we have left to clean up are getting the 6 gems up here. And we are about to challenge the first boss, Buzz.
Let's head on.
There's a very cool strat in Buzz. In fact, all of Buzz is basically cheeses. The first thing we're going to do is try to get an early first hit. So we're going to run straight to the side of the arena,
Listen carefully.
run to the side. Buzz is going to keep going straight, stop at the edge of the arena, and then we'll be able to just charge him off in the lava from there. And then from that point on, we're going to be doing 2 things. We're going to be staying near the edge of the arena, like this, and then we're going to be turning the camera away like this. The first thing, which you just saw, is it causes Buzz to just stop charging right away, stop doing the buzzsaw attack right away, and then I can just charge him. The second part, turning the camera, makes it so Buzz doesn't spawn the firewall. Buzz has a firewall attack, which he starts using starting on hit number 3. That basically he spawns as soon as he's done rolling. And unfortunately, that makes it so you cannot hit Buzz at all on hits 3 and 4. And there's a chance that he'll get hit on hit 5 and 6. But by not spawning the firewall, by turning the camera away so the firewall doesn't spawn, we can just keep doing the same thing over and over for the 6 hits.
Spyro.
Now I exit level out of Buzz here, even though that takes me back to Sunrise Spring, because it takes me back to Sunrise Spring,
Hello,
and it allows me to quickly go back to talk to Zoe and take me to the Sparks level. Sparks levels are very important in this, not only because they're required for 117,
Looks like you're
but
ready.
also because each of them gives you a useful and unique bonus. The first Sparks level will extend Sparks' range in the rest of the game. So, very useful for speedrunning, as you can probably imagine. The second Sparks level, which I haven't decided yet if I'm going to skip getting the power-up that Zoe gives you after the level, but normally, at least, it gives Sparks the ability to point towards Gem if you hold all 4 shoulder buttons at once. And the third Sparks level gives Sparks an extra hit point. The final one, and that one will be the most extravagant of the lot, it causes Sparks to be able to break through containers when in range. So I'll be able to kind of flame charge gems out of containers without even flaming. You'll be able to see it in due time. And another side effect that the last Sparks level has is it unlocks the ability to use Atlas Warping, which will be used a few times. It is faster to exit every Midnight Mountain level through Atlas Warping, even with the suboptimal setup that I'm using right now, which is, auto-saving. Auto-saving will lose me time in all those loading screens, but it'll still make those loading screens faster than it would be to normally exit the level. Plowing through the boss fight with that ammo. Bosses do not have cooldown. They can take 1 damage every frame, and conveniently the green ammo shoots once per frame. So if we can carry the green ammo into the boss fight in all 4 of those, we'll conveniently be able to just melt through each of the bosses. And that's Sunrise Spring done in 37 minutes. This is not a great start, but whatever, doesn't matter. We're just here for fun. Midday Gardens is probably the best homeworld in the run. To me, it's tied with Midnight Mountain. Both of them are extremely fun to speedrun. At least to me. I hear a lot of people don't actually enjoy midday gardens so too much. And I missed a green gem. No, I didn't. Okay, that's just the gem count not updating as fast as I'm used to. Really? Come on. No. Didn't do the thing. This is bridge swim. I'm usually good at it. Like that. Get swim, get fireball. Get a few things with swim and fireball, which is not a state that you see often in this game at all. Break that. Down here. And this is where the Surgeon Bird's portal is. We enter Surgeon Birds from out of bounds again to skip the cutscene and two load screens that you normally would have to watch through in order to enter this in the normal way. And this is our introduction to the second of 4 side characters. This one is a penguin that flies and shoots rockets. Quite a slow side character, but with a lot of movement options and some interesting movement optimization, namely with if you hold both strafe buttons at the same time instead of strafing in one direction or another, you're going to get strafe speed in all directions, you know, just having to hold that direction on either the D-pad or the analog stick.
Sir?
My claw grip failed me. I pressed the wrong button. I'm gonna try not to take damage here. Okay. Okay.
Mission accomplished.
One thing you might have noticed is I left a lot of gems behind. That's because there's a long, necessary backtrack section, which I'm just starting now. I need to check, yep. Not getting that gem there was suspicious. Here, gem count of 49 adds up. So we should be good for the rest here. Oh. 26, we're good.
Before I was.
There's 3 gems left. All right, And that marks basically the end of one of the most hated levels in the run. I actually love it. Surgeon Bird's movement becomes really fun the more you play it. And next we're going into Spooky Swamp. Spooky Swamp has two side areas. One of them is the Sheila one. The second one is this Sleepyhead one. Normally, to open the way to the Sleepyhead side area, you have to light up all the lanterns throughout the level. But thankfully, we don't have to, because we can just go out of bounds. Now in Sleepyhead, I just need to send his bomb back 4 times by just charging it. Ideally, on the 4th hit, I will not bonk the bomb, and I'll be able to get the egg slightly early, which will save like a second or something like that. Like that. Automatically kicks me out, and then I move on to the next side area, which is right here. Oops, hello. And that's a Sheila area. I did mention a certain auto-scroller Sheila area. That's the one. It's an auto-scroller, yes, but you do have the opportunity to get all the gems during the auto-scroller, and it's not that easy. Which means it's an auto-scroller with a decently high skill ceiling. So what you're going to see me do here is just clear out the path while getting some of the gems. He's going to go above that mushroom, and then above this one. And then I'm far enough ahead that I actually have enough time to clear this area. Even this alcove up here. And now we go on. Clear the next few things that block the path. I have enough time to ground pound those 2 things, even get those gems, not fight with the camera if possible. And then the next obstacle is this one. Get the next few gems on the way. He's going to walk through that rock over that mushroom. And now I just collect the rest of the gems, or as many of the rest of the gems as I can.
One egg. If you clear.
And then the second one basically takes a much straighter path through, which usually means, you know, it's going to be a lot less time to detour for anything. But it's still enough time that I actually have to stall on those 2 rocks here and ground pound them as a way to like have some kind of consistent timing. Otherwise, I'd be too fast breaking them, and I'd fail the level while trying to clear out the rest of this area. Once we're through here, we're going to walk on this side, get the last gem here, and you see we're already ahead of that last blind guy. Pretty tight, but still very doable. Best sound effect in the game. And that's it for this auto-scroller.
You are.
And yeah, all we have left to do here is clear out the rest of the level, which includes 2 more eggs, a key chest, and then a bunch of enemies. Missed one. There's a really cool trick coming up in this level, and I really want to show it. My consistency with getting the trick is like 50%. So if I don't get it, I'm actually going to go for it again, even though it technically would lose me time at that point. We call it Bamboatless, and essentially it's doing the boat challenge in this level without using the boat. So, entering the boat challenge now. So we set it up like this, try to line it up. Should be good enough. Let's go, first try. All right. That was a really fast one too. All right, so there's one here, one here, one here. That first one didn't hit. I'm gonna have to try again. That second... Okay, apparently it did hit on the first attempt. That's cool. Be very careful not to hit pandas if you go for this. Okay.
Please take.
I'm really happy I got that first try. The development of that trick was pretty interesting. It was basically a, oh my god, this is TAS only thing. And then I labbed it out, eventually got to like, hey, I could probably at least try and go for that in runs. You know, I came up with an RTA viable route for the fireball part. All that I need now is, you know, just somehow pull off the actual jump out,
Oh,
which at the time I probably had like a 1 in 6 consistency on. So yeah, definitely worth going for. And then the very first run, I go with it, and I get it. And the next run after that, same thing. I go for the trick, I get it again. After that, of course, it did take me a while to get it again, you know, just like to make me question whether I actually dreamed all of those successful attempts. But after labbing out the jump itself a few more times, and by a few more times, I mean a few more 100 times, I ended up getting, you know, to that 1 in 2 consistency I talked about earlier. So I'm really happy about how that turned out. It's a trick that saves 12 seconds, I think, if you get it. So definitely worth going for, in my eyes. And now we do the Bentley section, which is, well, Bentley is a Yeti. He's slow, but he's strong. He smashes boulders, crates, everything without even blinking an eye, I guess. But yeah, he's slow, so it's mostly boring downtime portions of the run. There's, I guess, one interesting part here. It's a 50% chance whether I'm going to get a barrel here or a rock. If I'd gotten a barrel, I could have gone for a damage boost, but unfortunately, we got the bad RNG. Exiting level sometimes is difficult. If you turn the camera away from here, that guy won't try to hit you. We call it nostalgia skip because, yeah, it's kind of nostalgic for a lot of older runners to get hit by that guy and never be able to do the thing. Now we don't even have to hope there's a consistent way to get it. Here I'm looking for 85 on the gem count. We're good.
Thank you.
That was nice. Hello, James. Thank you for the luck. Okay. Country Speedway, second Speedway level. I will be going for the time attack route that's used in ILs. I'm the only one who goes for that in runs. We'll see how it goes. Alright, I failed the first flame. It's not the worst thing to fail. Unfortunately, it means it won't be faster. But it still has a good chance at tying the second fastest route. That last plane is the one that I wouldn't have had to get if I'd gotten the first plane. Now we go for the race. This is probably the hardest race, just because of how many goddamn stars there are. I'm happy there are so many stars, because otherwise it would be boring. But it's just like so difficult to be consistent at this race. You can also probably tell that I'm going quite far out of the rings. It's not as risky as it looks. A lot of those, there's still like a very large portion outside of the ring that I that I could still, you know, yeah, I could still be a bit further out of the ring and still get it. But it is something that I guess can be quite impressive to see the first time. Like, just how large are the ring hitboxes? And don't be fooled, this only applies to the race rings. The same rings appear sometimes in time trials, in the time attacks. In fact, yeah, they appear in 2 of the 4 time attacks, I guess. Yeah, Mushroom and Country. Oh, come on. And yeah, in those time attacks, you actually need to be inside the ring for it to count. But I guess they felt like they needed to be a little more lenient for the race, and I am grateful for it. Another thing to point out is you'll see me try to stay as low as possible sometimes, especially there. Because the higher you are, the slower you'll fly. And that's a linear thing. So that means the effect is much more pronounced at the top than it feels at the bottom. So especially when I'm high up in the level, you'll see... I did not mean to press triangle. Wow, this could have been disastrous. I almost failed another race because of the triangle button. We're fine. So yeah, I tried to stay as low as possible when I can during these races.
Spyro.
3.3 talking to Hunter here is my best. I don't think I ever got better than 3.33 before. Yeah, it actually is faster to stay close to the water, though. Worth noting is that despite it being faster, when you're that close to the water, it doesn't matter that much. It can be a bit higher, and the speed difference, you know, it's probably going to save you like a frame over a long period or something. But when I was up there at the very top ring with the star, like, I wanted to hit that star as late as possible, and as soon as I got the star, I wanted to go as low as possible again, because, yeah, the difference is just drastic there. I play this on the PS2. Basically, every runner you're gonna see play Spyro games is playing on a PS2 if they're not on emulator, because the PS2 has a convenient feature which is called fast disk speed.
We got the...
That makes all the loads significantly faster. And that's it for Country Speedway. We are, I guess, 2 minutes and 20 seconds over my usual target time of sub 1 for Country that I never even got. Did I ever get a sub 1? I don't know. Long story short, this run isn't that bad. It's definitely not record-based anymore. What about PSTV? PSTV also exists. And it's technically better. Has slightly better loads. Doesn't have to deal with load screens, or a problem with the load screens, yeah. So I guess there's a good fraction of runners that are on PSTV. But it's a lot better on PS2 if you ask me. I'd much rather have slightly slower loads and have to deal with the disk tray issues, but have like near zero input delay. PSTV just has awful input delay from what I could test. Okay, so here I'm going for a trick that I call Dark World, and I got it. So that little camera setup thing was just so I could see where the rocket was, and so I could time my movement properly.
Let's start with something easy. You can jump off the end of ramps by pressing the X button. I'll show you how to do it once, then it's your turn. Okay, now...
So yeah, I looked up just to time with the rocket, and then I did charge jump slightly to the right. Oh, okay.
Hey!
And that triggered the jackhammer Rhinoc, which has the property of what I like to call capturing the camera.
Wow!
When he captures the camera or releases the camera, it interrupts any teleport sequence that was ongoing, and that was what was happening with the screen going dark there. Since I just destroyed the statue, the game wanted to teleport me to the end of level guy. But the jackhammer Rhinoc interrupted that, and so I could keep control, enter this area, and the effect of that is that when I'm finally ready to exit this area, instead of having to run to the whirlwind ahead of me and then wait for the whirlwind to take me up, I'm going to be teleported directly to the end of level guy. So, you know, just a little bit of time saved there. The downside is I have to keep the jackhammer Rhinoc alive, whereas most people usually use that downtime to kill more enemies. Both options are fine, but keeping the jackhammer Rhinoc alive is not that much of a problem, considering I already go through there as Surgeon Bird just a few minutes after. Yes, I got the double orange crush. Nice. How did that jump? I did not press X. How did that jump? That was strange. My goal with this game, I'd say my long-term goal would be a 2-4x. I definitely think I can do it with enough grinding. Unfortunately, my focus is kind of split across 6 games at the moment, so I might not be able to do it anytime soon. Alright, let's try that again. But yeah, my sum of best is down to a 2-4-6 now, which is mind-blowing. There you go, Super Thrashmaster, shoutouts to Das. Pitifully low points for how difficult the trick is to pull off. I can't! Why triple spin is not consistently possible. Yes, it's all about speed.
Oops.
Your speed on the skateboard is not constant. It depends on a few factors, including like, basically when you go down a slope, you gain speed. And then you can maintain that speed by jumping around, but that jumping around part is not necessary to be able to do triples and quadruple spins. I heard that. That was unfortunate. Okay, so this is Farley. It's essentially an escort the wolf mission. Normally you have to use the wolf and the ball to get the wolf to press buttons, so you can press more buttons, and we can skip all of that with flame charge jumps and other such techniques. I'm already there now, so... Hey! You found Farley! Why is Greatest Hits version the fastest? The Greatest Hits version is not the fastest. I'm actually playing at a 20-second disadvantage by playing on the Greatest Hits version. That is very unfortunate. I need to actually come all the way down here to hit that. Okay. There's a few things that the Greatest Hits version added, I suppose, that make it slower. One of them is the fact that you get a cutscene before Spike, whereas the original version, version 1.0, doesn't. This is very bad. Ugh. Where is he? Okay, he's there. So that extra cutscene alone amounts for like half that time. The rest of the time comes from the fact that in 1.0, the original version, you don't actually need to talk to Sparks at the end of Sparks level as long as you end on the Hunter challenge. Where the hell is he? Okay, I completely messed that up, didn't I?
Here.
Whereas, yeah, on my version, I actually have to talk to Sparks and do the very difficult exit level challenge. Small details. But in exchange, I get the full soundtrack, which I'll get the full soundtrack any day. The only reason I might ever switch to 1.0 would be if it becomes impossible for me to compete in 1.1, and we are definitely not at that point yet. Okay, that was slow. All right, Icy Peak. You are going to see a unique route here. That is a route that I don't think anyone else in the top level runners use, mostly because it doesn't save much time. It's significantly more difficult, but I still use it because it allows for a cheapskate run, which is a run in which you don't pay money bags anything. So in short, normally you'd pay for money bags. You pay money bags to enter Nancy. I will be skipping that, but in order for that route to work out, I also need to skip to the end of the level early. Where's that gem? How is it so far? Okay. So I'm doing a level skip here. Hopefully it'll work out the first time. Yep. Easy. Now entering the thieves, I'm going to lure that thief to run away and then collect the rest of the gems up here while the thief is doing a lap around. This is just to give me a chance at a cool trick that saves a bit of time. I don't know if it has a name, but essentially if that thief decides to go to the left, which it didn't, I would have been able to kill both thieves at the same time, get both eggs at the same time, but no it didn't, so I have to do it the slow way. Heh heh. Oh, by the way. Nice. And this is Culture Skip. Skips into Nancy without having to pay money bags.
Tonight is my big.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, ba-da-dum. Glad I reacted to that fast enough. That could have been dangerous. All right. So now that the hard parts of the route are behind us, now comes the fun part of the route.
We did it.
This level has basically 2 long glides. Well, I guess 2 mandatory long glides, and it's a matter of choosing when you do your route which of the 2 long glides you're going to pick from. Or if you're even going to add a third. Okay, I have to be careful here. Okay. So this is the first, I guess, yeah. I guess I do use 3. Second long glide. And the third long glide is going to come much later. I'm going to try and lure that guy to dive further to the right. That didn't work. I'm going to have to be careful and make sure I remember to get that gem later. Normally I would have liked to kill that rat on the bomb. Nice bonk. Okay. Just wasn't sure if that guy still had a gem or not. Okay, kind of slow. Need to be careful here. Not to shoot too quickly, because otherwise I could have crashed the game. Really? Sparks usually gets... Okay. Apparently we got a low jump, so I get to show off this strat. Which I haven't done in a long time. Morning, Waffle. Yes, you can.
Let's head on. You bumbling, idiotic
And here comes Spike, the second of 4, I guess 5 bosses. This one is a classic collect projectiles, hit the boss with the projectiles. If I'm lucky, I'm gonna get a 4th ruck. Ah, okay. I was lucky I could have gotten an extra hit. I wasn't skillful enough to actually use it. Okay, sparks less. One more. A lot larger than people think. It keeps traveling forward for quite a while, just very slowly. Cool little movement here to get from Spike
Hi,
to
Spyro.
Spider Town. Entering Spider Town sparksless is not an issue. The game just gives you a bunch of sparks refills at the start. You just need to make sure you know how to not die on the first couple enemies. Cool. I'm pretty sure it does. I'm actually gonna take the second or two of time loss here and actually get... I didn't realize I actually had to work to get that red. Actually take that ability for sparks to point at gems just for safety. If I end up missing a gem somewhere, I would much rather not have to look for it myself. Now we enter Evening Lake.
Listen to me, Dre.
There's still more than half the run to go. Evening Lake being the longest homeworld by far, just like stacked with long levels. Charmed Ridge not necessarily being one of them, but Lost Fleet and Frozen and Fireworks Factory are definitely among the longer of the levels. Okay. A little bit of an out of bounds there. The collision is just not there on that wall, so you can just glide out. And then coming up, I'm going to be getting Fireball here. Just so I can kill those two guys up there. And then... a little bit of a Sproder Man to get out in that cave early. And into this challenge. Another strat that I don't see many people do, quite a risky one too, is to just jump up there and get that basket like that. That was clean.
You can have a couple if you like.
Oh, really? Want to play like that game, huh? Shelly. And here I'm going to be trying to go for a mushroom jump. Growing mushroom jump, I guess. Okay, almost got it. I'm actually upset. I was just slightly off to the side. Oh. Yes. That wasn't too bad. The game messed with me a bit with the first failed mushroom. My handling of everything after that was pretty good. The way I do that section, by the way, is one that doesn't work all the time in 1.0. So I technically do save a little bit of time there over 1.0. Just because in 1.0 I'd take it a bit safer to avoid losing time. There's a glitch in 1.0 where that wooden floor thing that I broke just doesn't break. Nice. A little bit of the proxy there just to skip having to ride the whirlwind up. And now the most... one of the least... Okay, I'm just not going to comment on that. I'm going to refrain from saying what I wanted to say about the fact that this challenge was easy and very uneventful. And yeah. You're not supposed to have to chase those wizards around, those witches around. At all. See, that's how it's supposed to look.
I must admit.
My first shot was just way too early, and then that messed me up for the last twitch in that first round. No excuse is good enough.
You did it.
Man, I got all the swag stuff there. Always nice to see that 18 gem count there, because that's the count I'm looking for. .48. Nice one. Okay. Next, early speedway in this homeworld. Because of a few factors, it's fastest to get to do this homeworld kind of backwards. So we did start with the last level, and then we're doing the speedway. This speedway is probably has one of the most visually impressive time attacks. Hopefully I'm going to be able to pull off the strat here to show you what I mean by that. Yeah, zigzagging between those bears and the hives. Okay. I just missed that last hive, but I got everything else. I'm happy with that. I know what I'm doing. No need to improvise on those bees. I usually have like a preset path for what I want to do on each one of those flowers. That was slow. That was slow. Alright, that's fine. But the race, on the other hand, no, the race is going to be very long and boring. There's going to be a lot of supercharge. I'm going to take a few risks, but it's still like, yeah, a lot less flashy than what you'd get in something like Country Speedway. Even Mushroom Speedway, which kind of has a boring race as well, is a lot more exciting than this. You know, it. To be fair, Mushroom Speedway is also half the length, so almost half the length. Mushroom Speedway record is a 127. Honey Speedway record is a 235. Oh yes, that's cool. I didn't want to get that anyway. That would have been slow, of course. One more lap to go. We would already be done with, yeah, we would already be done with Mushroom Speedway at this stage, but there's one more lap here. It's not even done after all this. There's still an auto-scroller left. Selecting the race here is ever so slightly faster.
Look out, Spyro.
And here there's a cool strat. So the way this auto-scroller works is you can take up to 5 hits. On the 6 hits, you're out. And on every hit you take, the UFO comes a little closer behind you. So now I'm on 2. And on top of that, once you have taken 5 hits, if you do a full height jump, the UFO will actually run ahead of you. I wasn't expecting to take a hit there, but it's fine. Like this. So now the UFO is ahead of me, and it's still going around. But because of that position, at the moment where I'm supposed to have completed the trial, the whole loop, that UFO actually dies faster if I do it like this than if I just do it normally. Saying that bottle was annoying. Now comes the longest and worst level in the run, Lost Fleet. It has basically the 2 worst challenges, the 2 worst minigames in the run. Hopefully we'll be able to get through them quickly enough. I don't know how to get that guy quickly. That should work. Okay. Nope. That was a bad attempt. Oh, fuck you, game. Sorry for the language, but that was really rude. That jump is hard enough on its own. I hate when the crab just interferes with it. Okay, I need to be a bit fast here. Oh, okay. I'm gonna get that later. It's fine. I really had no way to back that up. From the moment I got that invincibility, I was on a timer, and any mistake, I just need to keep going and get Chad.
But easier
Chad
buttons
is the important
already.
part.
Press the X button to speed on up. And when you get a sub in your sights, the torpedo will start to lock on. If you get a good lock on, fire away with the circle button.
Got a one snipe there. I'll take it. I'm actually going to go in here. All targets sighted. Yeah. I love when the game just decides that the submarine should do the dumbest move possible. Just like what's going to happen right now. So what I'm going to be doing here is input a glide and then hold right. And that sub is just going to kill itself. Too high. Nice. That last guy should be around here somewhere. Wait. I got a double right at the end. Are you kidding me? I looked at the stream preview after I looked at that. You clearly see 2 Rhinox die at the end instead of 1. The subs just overlapped at the exact moment I needed them to. That was sick. Alright. Now the cleanup for this area, just get gems. There's not much more to say other than we do this with only 2 rounds of invincibility, whereas we used to do it in 3 like 10 years ago. A slight reroute made it possible to do it in 2. Yeah, alright. I am actually very early here. I have no idea what the cannon cycle is going to look like. I think ideally I just try and hit that guy over there somewhere. I have no idea how to get that guy there. Okay. I should have stuck with my usual strat, okay. That's fine. I needed to come down here anyway. So convenient thing here. Cannon barrel can be used to jump up here. And then that can be used to jump up there.
Spyro!
I was supposed to... Okay. I messed up the route. That's fine. Alright, so in this race, I'm going to be going for a few skips. Ideally, 2 skips on each of the 2 races. Okay, I almost got the first one, but I messed up the jump timing, so unfortunately. Fortunately, we failed. I'm gonna go for it again. At this stage, it's just going to be making up for the time I lost when going for it on the first time. Okay, that's a lot better. Just land here, dive down there, turn to left. And then... yeah. 125 is what you're looking for if you don't get the skip at all. 109 is what you're looking for if you get a 2 out of 2.
Now that the rhino...
All right. Eat my skate dust, sucker.
Okay. On this one, you also have to kill crabs. So this is why he left all the gems back here for the second pass. Because I need to pass here to get the crabs anyway. Failed to jump. Should still count the lap. Yeah, it did. All right. That was the equivalent of only a 1 out of the 4. It is not an easy thing to get consistent at. I need to spend like 5 hours practicing just that at some point to get it done more. Still missed it. And coming up, there's going to be a trick called Agent Spyro that, in order to be consistent, it requires me to unplug my controller at just the right time. So I'm going to be setting this up right now so that unplugging the controller should be easier. Good start. Here, I'm going to be making sure to grab that green gem in the air. Because otherwise that green gem falls down, and you can only get it later by basically going down where the green gem fell. So grabbing it early saves a decent bit of time.
It looks like this. Hey. If you see him.
Okay.
Hey, Spyro, I'm helping.
I am really upset. I unplugged it so much that it was too easy to remove, and it just came off on its own during the load screen. No Agent Spyro then. I tried to be too safe and that bit me out. Bit me in the ass. Nice fodder. Where'd you come from? Okay.
Hi, Agent.
Let's pretend that didn't happen. Let's pretend none of this is happening. Forgot that guy was there. Yeah, I could react to that. Okay, ignore the past 5 minutes. Because of the whole Agent Spyro thing that I was going for, we don't get to practice Agent 9 movement much in that area. So every time we miss Agent Spyro, runners will struggle to get a good Agent 9 section. Oh, come on. How many times am I gonna have to just get the tail off? There you go. Okay. We are out. I have no idea what kind of pace this run is on anymore. Welcome back, gamer.
I will. If you use.
Thanks, bro.
Okay. Here's the second level of 2, where if I don't get a trick, we lose our chance at Cheapskate. We already got Boar Proxy and Molten Crater, so now we just need to get Mammoth Proxy here, and one that can take me directly into Cat Hockey. Easy. So we got a Cheapskate run.
I challenge.
Great. Freeze the cats and push them on my goal to score.
I guess I don't want that guy. What am I doing on this guy's half? Right, fine. It's alright. Push that in. Can push that in. Now I just need 2 more. You know what? Thanks. Thanks a lot. Oh, it's not making it in? Alright.
Well done.
That guy just gave me one. I guess you have to push them in yourself.
Thanks for helping.
That or it just unfroze before it got there. I don't know. So when you do get this proxy there, the route becomes kind of unique. That was not correct. Go directly here. And this is important because this is an instance where I actually want to reload the level after getting the end of level egg. That will remove a wall later on in the route.
You should go back and... This time it'll be a 3-round match, and when you win, don't let him send you off with a stupid egg.
Too early. Nice.
Hey!
So there's a stun lock there. And I managed to keep the chain going for all the fight, which is really cool. So I was saying that this route is pretty unique because it's one of the only routes I know, or if not the only route I know, that gets Jasper the intended way. But it's convenient because it leads us back to the start area, which we didn't fully clear earlier because we needed to get the proxy. And entering boxing earlier removed that ice wall that I just passed through, or, well, passed by. I guess you didn't see the ice wall. There was supposed to be an ice wall there. That was interesting. Okay. Good. We're approaching the end here. Now... Gorge. Pray for RNG. I'll need it. I need real-world RNG as well for the disc thing.
I've had enough.
Alright. Bentley. You know what to do.
This might be
Nope. That's not it. That's not it. Nope. That's not it either. Thank you. At least once Bentley started cooperating, I mostly got fireballs.
Princess Amy.
Get out of bounds. That is awful. Down to green sparks and only 73 of that. Ooh. I need to be very careful here. Ideally, and most of the time, the butterfly here is just going to be in a good cycle, yeah. That's fine. That's fine. So there's a sparks refill right here. I think it's only 5 for that. Okay, we're good. Give me a sec. That was unfortunate. All right, Midnight Mountain. Midnight Mountain is different than the other homeworlds for the simple fact that you don't need to complete all the levels to enter the final boss. All you need to enter the final boss is that 100 egg requirement, and we have that just by
You did it!
the fact that we 100%ed the first 3 homeworld up to now. So we'll go directly to the sorceress. What this will allow us to do is to then go directly to Bugbat Factory and unlock the final and, I believe, most powerful, most showy Sparks power up. And that's the ability for Sparks to break containers. Two. Ideally, I want 4 hits on her total before the cannons. Okay. So now I need to get 4 hits in during this cannons phase. 1, 2, 3, and now 4. Perfect. And that skips the UFO phase. Rather, that gives me a tank for the UFO phase and gives me a chance at skipping the UFO phase completely. That was good. So after this, we rush to Bugbat Factory. and then we're going to be running back towards Agent 9. Because another side effect of defeating the Sorceress early, and one of the reasons why getting Bug Butt Factory early is such a no-brainer, is the fact that Sorceress also removes money bags from everything. Which means from the moment... I'm just going to get rid of all of those guys like that. That was very much a dangerous move, but I didn't want to spend any time killing all of them. So from the moment we defeat the Sorceress, Moneybags is gone, and that includes the Moneybags that blocked the way to Agent 9's lab. And there is no other known way to enter Agent 9's lab without paying Moneybags. So it's already a given that we are going to go to the Sorceress before we go to Agent 9's lab, even though Agent 9's lab is in such a remote place, closer to the rocket than any other level. And then a few other consideration makes, like, yeah, Bug Butt Factory early makes a lot of sense. Before you even consider that it gives you, first of all, the ability to Atlas Warp, which actually saves time in the run, even though you don't have to revisit levels. And second, the ability for Sparks to break containers. Conveniently enough, the way we enter this level gives a good opportunity to just showcase what I mean when I say Sparks breaks containers. It's literally what it is. But as I'm exiting this level, you'll be able to see, as soon as I talk to Zoe, Sparks is going to go and break the basket to my right. So that'll show you the first example. And the second example, on the two vases to my left, I'm actually going to be charging the gem out of the containers as well. So now you can see the potential. There's a container to the left that you don't even see. Sparks gets it, I get the gem, don't need to flame charge anything. These containers, yep. Sparks will get them.
Don't worry.
Cheapskate run. It's so good. The only thing I'm sad about is that it's not like the Sparks container piercing ability from the Japanese Spyro 1 editor's cut version. That is, in that version, Sparks breaking containers actually always made that gem home in, whereas in this one you actually have to charge to get the gem, which most often won't be a problem. It'll work anyway.
Well.
We're charging by everything anyway because we're speedrunning, we're going fast. That's unfortunate. There's a mismatch between visual and collision on that hand specifically. I really need to practice that jump. I fail it too often. Makes me feel so bad when I do. Oh well. To be careful here, I'm only on green sparks. There's a lizard here, which will make everything a bit more comfortable. Nice double jump. And here we're going to see the power of Atlas warping at work. Atlas warping is used because even before you consider routing possibilities, it does save time to use the Atlas to warp to the homeworld compared to using exit level. And that considers the time it takes to open the Atlas. But also, Atlas warping works anywhere. Which means we can use Atlas warping from the side areas. And here, we've actually rerouted this level to end in the side area, which removes the load screen to exit the side area from the route. Now, after we came up with that route, we discovered that even without considering Atlas warping, that route was faster. But it's still nice to see that, yeah, it does work, and it's really cool.
I've been trained. Just watch out for the shark riders. They're carrying the latest JX5 underwater tracking ammunition.
It's not gonna work, is it? Okay. That's fine. Should be all the gems. It's not. Where's the last one? Really? I didn't get that? Okay. Alright. So now we get the egg.
Nice.
Open the Atlas with the select button if I can find it on the controller. Warp. Ah, my god. I'm mad. I was really relying on that for the sparks refill. Sparks. Well, that'll give me the refill. Okay. Agent 9's lab.
What was that?
This is the first instance of 3D Agent 9, or like, not third-person Agent 9, not 3D. And therefore the first instance of third-person zigzagging.
A best? just as I...
I hate those birds.
Nice one.
Where did that shot even go? Jesus. All right, whatever.
Now I can...
There was already one there. Dang it.
The lab...
Really? Hmm.
Thank you.
Let's not do that again.
No.
I'm... There you go. Yeah, that first one gave me a scare enough that I didn't want to risk it too much, but yeah, I just need to do what I usually do. Don't worry about it. These stairs are the worst. Two, 3, 2, 5, right? Yes, okay.
Would you like to...
Lovely. gonna get that red later. I do need to get that now, though.
Good.
All right. Well, here's another challenge where we just try and
A light tap on the
complete the
head
challenge
tells them
and
back.
get gems
Watch out
at
for
the same
predators.
time.
They're trying to burrow after them.
This one's a bit convenient because you have a lot of downtime at the start that you can't really accelerate through, so getting the gems there makes sense.
Well done.
And now this level has super flight, which is pretty unique. It does make the rest of this section really fun to play through.
Here, you.
That end of level dude's area is huge. It extends to all of that section at the back. I've got no idea why they made it that large, but they have, and it's really convenient. Good slide. You can't rely on sparks for some of those, so I have to get all those gems myself, and it's more difficult than I made it look. Now all that's left is a few gems here and the key chest. And now we enter the level that scares me every time. I do a route in Haunted Tomb that risks crashing. And I do that route because it's 7 seconds faster, as far as I can tell, than whatever everybody else does.
I see you. I've waited.
So I'll do a death, an egg death abuse here, at least if I don't mess it up. There you go. That was a little scuffed, but we got it. So that gives me the egg, but it doesn't update my spawn position, which allows me to complete this route. From this position, which has
The first.
the nice side effect that I'll be able to end in the Agent 9 section. And if you remember what I said earlier about ending in side areas being really powerful with Atlas warping, that is one of the reasons why this route is so much faster. None of the other routes manage to end in that convenient position.
You may not. My. Such a brave reptile you are. But you need much more than bravery to win.
My god, I didn't kill any of them? Okay, I did. Wait, no. That took way too long. The one I killed is the one at the back. No, it's not. It's not me that killed it? Alright. That did not... I was still in invincibility frames.
You may
That was so weird. Alright, let's do it right for once.
Such a brave reptile you are. But you need much more than bravery to win the championship.
Okay. Yeah, right. That last one was my fault, but I was just being upset at, like, how much they're being troublesome today.
Such a brave reptile you are. But you'll need much more than bravery to win the championship.
It's gonna hit. Whatever. Pretend that didn't happen.
That
Now we get to do the route. That was a bit strange. It does bring to light a few details, though, as to why the crash is inconsistent. Come on.
One of those dogs.
more convenient usages of zigzagging. This is the last true platforming level, I guess. That's not just a bunch of mini games. And it's honestly one of my favorites. I just love the fact that it's so different. The gem grabbing aspect of it is just a 180 compared to everything you've seen before. That bunk was annoying. Alright. So if I'm okay on gems, what we should see is me being at exactly 90 for the last 2 digits. Yep. We have our final side character section here, which is just another auto-scroller. Boom, boom, boom. I think we're still in sub 3 pace. Looking at the timer now, and it looks doable. The truth is, I honestly don't know how long Harbor Speedway takes, or how much longer I have in this level, so I just know that ideally I get a sub 530 SBR. SBR being the last bonus level in the game. That unlike Spyro 2 actually has collectibles that count for 100%. Kind of like Nasty's loot in Spyro 1. Go.
One of them died.
Okay. Sub 3 is unlikely. Looking at the timer again, it looks like a bit of a stretch.
That was.
We'll do our best, though. Okay. Harbor Speedway. That interesting. If I don't mess up the rest of the route, that won't lose too much time. Got a 220 race coming up. Will bring us to, yeah. I keep doing the math. Sub 3 is not happening. Be ready after like 5 minutes. Unless I start saying like this is a god SBR, then 4.5. From the moment I split here, or I would split here, I guess.
Where do these...
It's not too long after I exit skateboarding. So if you want a visual timing, visual cue there for when to get ready, that'd be good. Man. Sub 4 can still happen. Sub 3 can still happen. Yep, sub 4. Sub 4 is unlikely. Sub 3 can still happen. It'd take a very good SBR, but it can still happen. Let's go for it. Good news, we didn't miss a single egg. Entering a super bonus round. I got this.
Hey, this place is where
The first thing to mention here is from the moment I entered, I'm on a cycle.
A bunch of thieves came and stole it. If you can catch the thieves, you're more than welcome to keep the treasure.
And quite a tight one at that. Nope, bunk. Okay. I can still make it. I can't make it anymore. Alright. Alright. So the best thing to do now is to focus on the UFOs. I have no idea where they are anymore. Focus on the UFOs, get the gems out here. I usually have 5 out of 6 by now, 5 out of 7 or more by now. And of course, yeah. The best thing about the game trying to help you is it hinders you half the time. I saw something. Oh my god, this is atrocious. Gonna hit. Yep. Where's the last one? Does it not come over here? Alright. So, yeah. Very painful. I'm gonna get just a few more gems. But the idea is that
Hi, Spyro.
getting in the subs refill sparks. So, I'm not worried about the gems too much. Just get in here.
check it.
At least we got this one. The butt bounce strat is pretty sexy. Don't know why I used that word of all words to describe it, but yes, I stand with what I say. Sparks? Oh my god, really? I didn't realize I needed to worry about that gem. Alright.
Yes!
Sparks just ignored it. I was too far to the left. Learning so much today. Let's end this strong.
I don't know how she... Your best chance to defeat her is to borrow my flying saucer. I've cast some spells
Dang
on
it.
it to give it extra firepower and unlimited flying time. But the rest...
No UFO proxy.
You've come this far, Spyro. I know you can beat her.
Time. Well, not the showcase I was hoping for, but a showcase nonetheless.
All right, nitrof, GG's. It was a fun run. Great to watch. How are you feeling about it?
Well, I was honestly hoping for something under 3 hours and 55 minutes. 2 hours and 55 minutes. I did achieve sub 355, believe it or not. But yeah, that's just me being me and wanting to play the best I can in those situations.
Of course, and I mean, I definitely understand having those high expectations for yourself, but also like a 301.57. I mean, that is just remarkable on its own. I think who was the first sub 3? It was not Vanny a couple years back, 2018 maybe.
Yeah.
So we've come far. Any particular memories of running this category over the years that stick out to you in particular?
Well, the first time I got record was pretty memorable to me because it was just such a new experience. You know, I had not even been speedrunning for a year, and it was basically a race for sub 3 and eventually lower between Toto, myself, and Saboom. And it's also like, yeah, not an experience I've had since to just race for milestones against someone else. It's something that's probably kind of rare nowadays with the more mature games like Spyro is now. Because
Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, we're super glad to have you on and have you around in the community all these years between your work in 117 and all your tasking and across every game. It's been a delight. So thank you for running for us today.
Thank you for having me.
And up next, we actually have our big 4-tally any race. This is the product of a tournament we've been holding over the past month. And it'll be the final 2 teams, seeing who's going to be the victor. So be sure to stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.
Hey, you guys watch Spyrothon! That's gonna end up actually causing me damage. Fuck.